Hey everyone, going to do another demo. This is my other TEAC. It's a TEAC A-4010S. This is the fourth 4010S I've had, and I can honestly say they did make different revisions of this, and somebody on eBay kind of gave me the lowdown on it. There's early versions, middle versions, and I think later versions. And this, I want to say, is the middle version, if there is such a thing. And I'll point out the differences why. But first, let me do a demo of recording. This is coming off the radio. Coming off the tape. Radio. Radio. Tape. So what happened there, we were recording in one direction, and this only records in forward direction. It hit the sensing foil, auto-reversed, and simply played back what I had on the second side. Now the way that this thing, when this thing auto-reverses, this is a difference I notice. The early versions have this, I want to call it a problem, but that's the way they were designed. When it auto-reverses, the older version simply changes direction and doesn't pause to let the capstan motor switch direction, so it's kind of a slow build, and you hear that in your playback, and it's kind of annoying. Whereas this one, we're going to play back what I just recorded. Change directions, and you'll see it'll pause for a minute, and it gives it a chance to change direction, and then plays. So this is the better version here. These are my homemade reel stoppers. They're just, I went to Home Depot and bought a couple of bottle stoppers, and they're rubber, and I just took a 1/4-inch drill bit and drilled halfway into them. They are not centered. They can go with this deck. They do what they're supposed to. You kind of have to push and turn a little bit to get them to work all the way, but they do what they're supposed to in the long run. This has a new counter belt and capstan belt. There's a power supply board in here in the preamp that the capacitors look like they had suffered a little heat over the years, so I replaced all 4 of those. And there's also another capacitor on the back with a relay, and I believe that's the muting relay. So those have been replaced. This had the typical TEAC where the pinch roller would freeze up, and this one wasn't completely frozen, it was just gummy, but I took all that apart. I mean, I had the whole thing out and removed the grease and re-lubricated it. I did not simply put oil in there. I did take the linkages apart, cleaned with lacquer thinner and alcohol, all the old junk in there, and re-lubricated it with White Lithium Grease electrical grade, as well as lubricated the 3 motors in here with synthetic oil. Alright, let me do a record demo of the mic before I forget. Let's that was the radio. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. So right channel. This is the left channel. Testing 1 2 3. They all seem to work pretty good. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the right channel. This is the left channel. Testing 1, 2, 3. Alright, and there you go. They all seem to work pretty good. Are you done? Alright. Let me rewind this tape all the way. This model has also a tape tension button. So if you're using a thinner tape or a long playing tape, you don't want the deck to stretch the tape out. So you would push that for a lighter tape, and it kind of eases the back tension off as you play it. The back tension for, you know, rewind as well as play and everything. This also will do the 2 speeds. This will do 3 3/4 and 7.5 inches per second. Pinch roller is in great shape. That cleaned up real nice. It has a couple of scratches here and there. There's no horrible gouges in there. I think there's a very light scratch if you catch it in the light on the stainless steel part of it here. But all the knobs and everything was taken apart. I actually toothbrushed all the knobs, lubricated the shafts, as well as, like I said in the description of this unit. Put De-Oxit D5 and clean them off really well, and then what I do is I let it dry typically for about 12 hours, and then I put fader lube in there, and that's actually the more De-Oxit with kind of a lubricant in there. And this is, out of all the 4010S's I've had, this wooden cabinet is really the best one I've ever seen. There's just a little bit of discoloration here. You know, there's a couple of things. There's a couple of little marks there too. No dents. The wooden cabinet's all tight. It's really a nice shape. Anyways, there you go. Thanks for looking.